All right. We will be doing the movement analysis for the lower bar back squat. Brindy, my sister here, will be helping me with the demonstration. So we'll go through the major muscles and joints that contribute and are important in this movement very quickly. So the overall joints we'll be going over is the scapulothoracic joint, the glenohumeral joint of the shoulder girdle, all of the intervertebral joints we'll go over as one unit with the spine, the acetabulofemoral joint, and the tibiofemoral joint as well of the movement. So starting at the top at the shoulder girdle, Brittany, if you could put the bar on your back there, including this joint because it's important to the movement for the bar, because you have to hold the bar in a lower bar back squat. So as you can see here, when the bar is placed just inferior to the spine and scapula, it rests on top of the rear delts in the low bar back squat. And the major muscles we have contributing here in the scapulothoracic joint are the rhomboids and lower traps that isometrically will contract and keep the scapulae pulled medially in order to get the shoulders rotated backwards. And also at the glenohumeral joint, we have the infraspinatus and the teres minor muscles that externally rotate the arms, as you can see here, so that Brindy can grab the barbell here and keep that pinned to her back throughout the entirety of the movement. That'll keep it secure, so the bar doesn't slide up or down her back during the movement, and she can perform it correctly. Next we'll do I forgot to mention before, the abdominals that are important in this besides that will be involved in this movement are the internal and external abdominal muscles, the transverse abdominis, internal external obliques, and the rectus abdominis. These will all be contracted isometrically throughout the movement to help maintain a strong thorax, and will also assist the spinal erectors of the lumbar and the thoracic parts of the spine in order to keep the back in flexion, to keep the back in extension to prevent the back from folding into flexion throughout the squat. So that's the abdominal muscles. The main abdominal muscles that contribute to the squat are the abdominals, rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, internal external obliques, and the spinal erectors, lumbar and thoracic. So that's the upper portion of the squat. In lower extremities, we'll talk about the hip joint, the acetabulofemoral joints. We have the main contributors of the movement will be the rectus femoris and the gluteus maximus, rectus femoris actually will contribute at the hip and at the knee. It's a biarticular muscle. Also at the acetabulofemoral joint, we'll have the gluteus minimus and gluteus medius that will contribute isometrically to external rotation of the femur. At the knee, with the knee joint, we'll have the vasti muscles, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius, and vastus lateralis that will help contribute to knee flexion. Also, the hamstrings will be the antagonistic muscles to the quads. That will be the biceps femoris, semimembranosus, and semitendinosus as well. So, Brindy, if you could do the squat for us so we can see the movement. Okay, now we'll talk about, don't fall down. We'll talk about the contribution of these muscles. So all the muscles we talked about, the shoulder girdle and in the abdominals, they will all be isometrically contracting throughout this movement. So that will be their contribution. At the hips, here the acetabulofemoral joints, we've got the gluteus maximus. At the first phase of movement is eccentrically controlling hip flexion, and at the knee joint we have the vasti muscles and the rectus femoris as well, contributing eccentrically on the way down, and then you'll see she'll bounce out of the bottom there, and then these exact same muscles will contribute concentrically to finish up the squatting movement. So hamstrings have minimal contribution, but they do help contribute to the stretch reflex at the bottom of the squat to get it back up there at the bottom. So those are the main movers and muscles of the lower bar back squat. And thank you, Brindy, for helping out.